Hey everybody, continuing on with our letter from Pliny the Younger to Tacitus, describing the courage and the final moments of his uncle Pliny the Elder. This is in Richard Lafleur's Wheelock's Latin Reader, page 259 now, and we are starting at line 144. So he leads out, de duco. So this is, if we were to look this up, it's a nice third conjugation. Verb, again, historical present. He leads out quadremes, these four kind of benches of oared ships. These are big ships. Earlier he had called for a Liburnian galley to be prepared. That was a fast ship that would be perfect for the observation. Now he's ordering big ships. These are rescue operations. He's changed from a Porsche to a kind of school bus because he's going to save people. And he himself, and this is saying no one else is actually doing the rescuing. So this is going to be our subject. Ipsa is only masculine singular nominative, can't be anything else. And again, this equals Pliny the Elder. He ascends, so he goes up on the ship. Not only non modo, for rectina, so this is a kind of dative of interest, or as we'll see later, it becomes more of an indirect object. But many, so these are both datives. And you'll often see this in Latin, non modo sed, and then they would supply etiam. Not only, but also. Here we can leave out the etiam and say not only for rectina, but for many people, for anum, and again this is post-positive. We would want to put it at the first part of the sentence, but it comes after the verb erat here in this parenthesis. For it was, frequens, it's going to be a long E before the ns, amoenitas orai. So amoenitas, this tas ending, we can be almost 99% sure, whenever you see that, it's going to be nominative, feminine, singular, an abstract noun. This is the pleasantness of the aura, of the coast. This is the kind of Malibu of Italy, right? The Bay of Naples is very pretty. So the pleasantness of the shore was frequens. So we could say frequented, that's where we get the verb from, but this means busy, and busy how? Well, populous. So he's getting these ships prepared not only to save Rectina, who's been able to send him the letter, but many people, because this is a populous stretch of coastline. Laturus auxilium. So if you try to break down laturus, we know that urus is going to be a nominative, masculine, singular, future active participle, what we translate as about to be. And then lot, that's a kind of tricky verbal core. You could look this up in the dictionary, you wouldn't really find much. This is times when online morphological tools help, but really what will help you the most in these situations is actually knowing all of your Latin principal parts. So we got ferro, ferre, tuli, and then latus. So this is to carry, to bear, to bring. And we're taking this fourth principal part, dropping off the S, the US ending, and then adding our future active participle ending, laturus. So he being about to bring, and then this is active, so it can take a direct object, auxilium, help. So this is what we have. He ascends himself onto the ship, not only to bring help to Rectina alone, but to many people because it was a busy stretch of coastline. So what we have here is a sense of purpose. Why did he ascend the ship? Well, in order to bring help. We can do this with these future active participles when combined with verbs of motion. This is there are many ways to express purpose in Latin, and at this second year Latin level we're kind of running into them piecemeal, we're not looking at them systematically, but future active participles combined with verbs of motion will give us a sense of purpose. One can, if you read this very literally, you can still kind of get that. He got on top of the ship, being about to bring help. And you kind of say, okay, well, if I wanted to try to put those two ideas together, and about to bring help, some idea of movement, you're going toward something where you, and at the same time you're about to do something, that motion and that about to be doing something might be connected. That's what we have going on here with Latour's. So that's a tricky bit of Latin to see these future active participles taking on this kind of purposive aspect, but that's one of our many tricks that we're going to be encountering as we keep going. I'm going to change font or pen color just for a change of things. Properat illuk, and note that illuk is related to illa, which is that, and then that kind of over there, and this UC ending means motion toward. We'll also see this with the kind of comparison to illuk. We have hink, which is the hick hike hawk version of this. So hink means toward here, illuk means toward there. So he hastened, he hurried to there, toward there, from which, onde, we might say whence. If we wanted to really be archaic, we'd say he hurried thither, whence others were fleeing. So again, this is actually present fugiunt, but we want, it's an IO, third conjugation verb, fugio. So we have that, he's fleeing. Well, no, others are from whence others are fleeing. So that it's a present, but it's a historical present. So he hurries to that place from which others are fleeing, and so this que here isn't connecting rectum and cursum. Remember that these enclitic ques always actually, when we want to translate them in English, we'd want to put an et before the word that they're attached to. So this and that we have connects both this kind of first part of the sentence, properat through fugiant, with the rest of the sentence, which goes a long way, actually. So really, that's a major and here that we're getting just through this little que. So, and a straight course and a straight rudders, and straight rudders. We might, in kind of modern English, say just rudder, but note that this is related to a gubernator, who is this helmsman, the steersman of a ship, and that's where we get gubernatorial elections, governors, from, because they govern the ship of the state. So a straight course and a straight rudder into periculum, into, because we have in plus an accusative here, into the danger he holds. So again, Pliny the Elder equals our subject, this is our verb, and then these are our direct objects. What is he holding? A straight course and straight rudders. Adeo, so much, and we know that this is going to usually trigger an ut clause of result. So something that. So what? Solutus metu. So this is where we get dissolve and solution from. What is a kind of chemical solution where something's been broken down, broken apart into water. Here we have he's been broken apart from fear. This is again kind of an ablative of separation. So free from fear, we might say. Free from fear, nice alliteration. So free from fear himself that all of the omnes motus, so this is a fourth declension noun, and these are going to be accusative plurals, and it's masculine, and omnes works with it. So all of the motions of that evil, remember that illa in its genitive singular gets this I, U, S ending. All the motions of that mali, that catastrophe, that evil, that volcanic eruption, all of its figuras, Lafleur helps us out here by saying phases. He wants to get a sense of the science behind this eruption as he took them in by means of his eyes. So this is very much an ablative of instrument. The eyes are an instrument of your sense. So as he had taken them in with his eyes, he would dictaret and ennotaret them. So here that que, again as always, we want to put the and right before the word that it is attached to. And these are, as we can see with they look like infinitives with a personal ending on them, and they are. That means they're imperfect subjunctives. And they're subjunctives because of this ut clause that they found themselves in after the adeo. So that it is a result clause. He being so free from fear, that all the movements of that evil, all of its phases, as he had taken them in by means of his eyes, he would dictate and note. So he's making scientific observations in the midst of this rescue mission. So it did start off with a studioso animo, if we go all the way, I don't even know where that has gone now, all the way back up here. He began with a studious spirit, and in the end it's become a rescue mission, but he's still, you know, while not busy rescuing people, he's still making notes because he wants to preserve this kind of natural historical aspect for antiquity. Of course, as we look ahead, Pliny the Elder will die, but Pliny the Younger is able to do some of this in the process of praising his uncle. So an exciting tale. That's where we had gotten up into class so far. I look forward to continuing on these videos after this next class, which I need to walk over to right now. See you all soon.